What else you got, Chris?
All right, so the last thing that I have, because we talked a lot about it when all the stuff was going on, the trial and all that, there was a verdict that came out on the Epic side.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And when I started seeing, the Twitter flurry and all these different things and come up, I was like, it seemed like it was like, landslide win for Epic. Oh my God. And I was like, oh geez, man. Cause
really?
Based on what I had listened to, it just didn't seem like it was necessarily going that way, but it wasn't like a cut and dry, like, oh yes, this team or side is going to have it for sure. So I was eager to see, what the outcome was going to be. Then when you look into it a little bit more, there was something like 10 different things brought up in the lawsuit. So there were 10 different things that the judge had to rule on. And Epic lost every one of them except for one.
Yeah.
So if you look at headlines, it looks like they were just took away with it. But then when you read what actually happened, it's like, well, actually, they kind of lost on a little bit of everything. And the one that they won on, while it's kind of a big deal, it does definitely make some shifts for Apple. It's still not a thing that they're even happy with because they're appealing it. So,
You're right.
Okay.
Wait, who's appealing it?
Epic is appealing the decision.
On the thing that they won?
On the thing that they won, because they don't think that it goes far enough, I guess. I don't have the actual, the written out exactly what their appeal is, but I do have that they are appealing the decision. So essentially what it came down to is that one of the things that Apple did win is that because they did breach, the judge said that because they did breach the contract that they had with Apple, all the money that they made in that short amount of time when they were selling things on their own payment through the app was about $12 million. They had to give Apple 30% of that.
30%.
So Apple won that. So and Tim Sweeney's already posted on Twitter like, we paid this like the judge ordered us to do, blah blah blah. Yeah. So that was one of the big things. The other thing is that they did not rule that Apple was a monopoly, but they did rule that Apple has unfair practices by essentially not letting any of the developers allude to the fact that you can go outside of this app and go here or to our website and you can make purchases like that. So for instance, if anybody's just not aware that doesn't use an iDevice, I have Spotify on my phone. There's nowhere in the app that I can pay for my subscription or start a subscription at all. And it doesn't make mention of it. It doesn't say hey, you can go to our website and sign up for a subscription. They don't say any of that kind of stuff because it was against Apple's rules for them to point to you can go somewhere else to basically circumvent paying through us because we're the one delivering the app through our app store and you're getting all those customers through us. They wanted to get a cut out of that. So basically the judge came and said, look, I'm ruling that they are not an illegal monopoly. They're in all these other little areas that you said that they are, that I'm not agreeing that that's the case. He said, but I do think that they're being unfair in this situation. So what they did is they basically said that they ordered Apple to remove its rule preventing developers from including buttons, external links, or other calls to action for customers to be able to make purchases. Now, that's kind of ambiguous. We don't know what that means exactly. Likely what it ends up meaning is that the developers can say in their app, they can either put a line there or they can put a link out to their own website and say, if you go over here, you can buy your subscription here and everything like that. Whereas before, they couldn't do that at all. Yeah. It's likely not going to mean that they can put, Epic did, just another button, say, if you want to buy it right here inside the Apple ecosystem, it's going to be this price. But if you hit this button, you'll just pay through our payment system right here within the app. That's probably not what's going to end up happening.
Has to go external. Yeah,
it's going to likely be something where it's click this link and you can go to our website if you would like to purchase a subscription or whatever, something like that. Is more than likely what it's going to mean. And this is, when she made this ruling, she said that this is because of anti-competitive practices under California's unfair competition law. So there's probably going to be some type of appeal to that anyways, because in theory, this is all off of California law, not necessarily United States or the rest of the world law. So it may only ultimately end up only affecting things in California anyways. I doubt that that's the likelihood that it's going to go, but I think Apple would have a case because it's based off of California's, that they could make that statement. They could try to make that case. I just don't think they're going to do that because they've actually had already started going down this road. Maybe they kind of got wind or kind of thought okay, we're likely to lose out on this. They had already been saying hey, we're going to open it up to where other developers can do this. And they've actually already been doing it with some app developers in Japan, which was based on laws out there. they were basically letting them put little things to where they could point users over to a different website where they can make a purchase of this, that, or whatever, and not have to do it within the app. So it's definitely a win because Apple wasn't letting you do anything like that, even mentioned that you could go elsewhere to buy something. And now they're being ruled to where they have to allow that. So that's going to end up helping all the developers. Yeah. But even that wasn't enough to make Epic feel like they were just like, oh man, we won it outright kind of thing. And then when you look at the fact that there were these other counts that they got overruled on everything, I do think that things are going to definitely shift and change. And I think they should be able to look at this as, hey, we were able to make some headway on some of these areas that we disagree with. But I don't think it's at all like a big sweeping victory for either one of them, quite frankly.
Right. Yeah. I literally saw both headlines.
Yeah.
Did you really? Like every headline I saw
like
was just like
on
Epic,
top of each other.
Oh,
it was like Epic, Epic wins battle against Apple. And it'd be like Apple stands strong against Epic's thing, sort of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The stock still fell like 5% that day, but I mean it's already it's already rebounded or whatever. But I mean, to be honest, I like the convenience, and I do this on Clash Royale all the time. It's just, if I want to pay for my monthly, it's right there. I use my Apple ID and I'm done. I don't want to go to another website, fill out everything out. Like, I like the convenience of it. I understand what they're getting to, but as a consumer, I want what's the most convenient for me so I can hit a button, maybe another button just to confirm, and off I go, and I can keep doing what I'm doing.
I think if they do it right, it can be that simple.
Yeah.
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying? You're already signed in, kind of. If it said pay with PayPal, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you click that. I'm always used to, if I pay with PayPal, it always kicks me out to sign into PayPal, then loop back around or whatever. And so I think you wouldn't actually notice it. Yes, there is those times where you're like, yes, buy it, swipe to confirm, and then you're done. But I think that all of us are probably fast enough on our phones that we really wouldn't feel the extra 2 clicks to get it done.
I'm kind of, I don't know that I don't really know how to word this. I'm kind of more in Tim's camp, but at the same time, there's several things like Spotify or other things where I just know that's the gig. I know because this has been the way for so long that there's certain apps and certain services that I enjoy. Like, for instance, one of them, I have the Vudu app on my phone. Can I watch several ones I want? And there's a lot of times where I'll be like, oh, you know what? I wonder, I want to go get this movie. I wonder if it's on sale. And one thing that I know is annoying is when I go on the Vudu app, I can find whatever movie or TV show that I'm looking at to purchase. It won't tell me if it's on sale. It won't tell me what it costs at all because I can't purchase it in that app. But I know that, and that's one of the few times when I go to the app real quick because I'm like, oh, I wonder if Saving Private Ryan's on sale because I don't own that digitally. And I look and I'm like, oh yeah, I forget. And I just go to my browser, or I go to my desktop if I'm right there at my desk, which 9 times out of 10 I am, and I just go over there. It's not a big deal to me. But if I have the option to do it in app, I'm always going to choose whatever the baked in Apple route is because I do enjoy the convenience when it's there. So, I mean, I think it'll be fine whichever way you do it. I think even if they make it to where like so-and-so can put that payment method in the actual app, which again, I don't think is what's going to end up happening. Unless they discount it, I think most people are just going to pick whatever's the top option is and just hit the button and go. It doesn't matter,
Yep.
So, I mean, which is one of the things that Epic was doing is when they had that in their app for a short period of time, it was like, hey, if you want these V-Bucks, it's $10 if you buy through the App Store, or if you buy it through us right here, it's $7. So they were making it something to incentivize you to want to do it the opposite way versus that. So unless the developer does that, I don't know that it really makes much difference. The customer's just going to hit whatever's the top and make it simple, bam, go.
Right.